Hello and welcome to Kindred Stampers. My name is Angela, and today I'm going to do a quick video to just show you what I carry in my craft bag. This is my craft bag right here that I got from Walmart for $5, and it really holds a lot. It's really amazing how much I can put in this thing. First thing I'm going to show you, I have a couple of bone folders because I use this tote to take to my classes, so I like to have bone folders with me. Bone folders, I feel, are a really essential tool for paper crafting, because what we're essentially doing is manipulating paper, and this is like the #1 force in manipulating, getting those good creases on paper. So then in my second pocket here, adhesive, of course. These are the snail adhesives that you can get through Stampin' Up! And what's really nice is, especially when you're toting it around like I am, is that there's this little flap right here that closes and protects that adhesive sticky part from getting stuff on it. And then right over here I have a bunch of scissors. My main scissors, of course, are my paper snips. Right here, nice sharp edges to cut around little pieces of paper, cut your images out, which is called paper, what do you call it again? I'll think about it in a minute, sorry. And then I have some extra little scissors I got from Walmart, and these scissors are exclusively for cutting ribbon, because you never want to use your paper scissors, you never want to use your ribbon scissors on paper, because the paper will dull them. So I keep these scissors just to use for ribbon. And another little thing I'll use on ribbon is my rotary cutter from my sewing days, and that is a nice little tool to have to make quick and easy cuts on ribbon, especially when you have a ton of ribbon that you're cutting like in an assembly line. It's just nice to have that rotary cutter. In this pocket I have my Stampin' Mist. Gotta have that. Clean up, get a good cleanup on your stamps. And then right here I have a little pin, and what I use this for is for when I'm using my Mambo Tombow all-purpose glue adhesive. I just make sure I have this with me, so if I need to clear the little hole to get the glue to come out smoothly. This little pocket, I just recently started putting little pieces of paper in here. Like if people give me, if I collect any email addresses or phone numbers, now I know here's where I can put them, and hopefully right away I'll get them into a more secure place like my computer or something, so I won't lose them. Here is probably my favorite tool. This is a Stamp-A-Majig. If you don't use a Stamp-A-Majig, I mean, I guess there's some people who use Stamp-A-Majigs a lot, and some people who like to just free, stamp. I'm a Stamp-A-Majig person, and so these two pieces go with your Stamp-A-Majig. Essentially what a Stamp-A-Majig does is help you to get good placement of your stamps, your images where you want them to go, and not have to keep going over and over and wasting paper. Here is my paper piercer, the old-fashioned one. There's a newer one in the catalog right now, but I keep it in the original little tube, even though it's actually broken, but I keep it in there anyway. And then a pencil and a pen. So those are all my outside pockets. Inside, probably my #1 go-to thing is just a handy-dandy ruler. I hate it when I cut something out and realize, oops, I cut it the wrong way, or I could have cut it a better way. So a ruler and a calculator work really well together in planning cuts, well, especially if you're making a lot of paper, a lot of cards or projects, and you really want to line them up. Those two things work really well together. And then I have a bunch of little baggies full of goodies. This is dimensionals, used ones. I'm really kind of thrifty, so I actually cut up my dimensionals in pieces and will only use, as much as I need. And then here's bigger pieces that I actually, in classes, I let my class people use full dimensionals, not have to cut them up like I do. And then here is some linen thread, nice and to have it handy. Here's some basic pearls and rhinestones. I have a bunch of those because they were on sale not too long ago, so I tried to stock up a little bit. And these are new, huge rhinestones that you can get in the spring catalog, and they're really pretty cool. Oh, and let's see, something else got hidden here in a little baggie. This is a mat pack that you use with your paper piercer to make little holes so that you can put your brads into your cards. Let's see what else I have in here. I have just a little extra supply of sponges. I have some other sponges that I have designated for certain colors, but I recently started just adding these little sponges in here because they're really inexpensive and it's nice to have them handy. And then a couple of other things I'll show you quickly. I keep Scotch tape in my craft bag because I kind of cheat and use Scotch tape on the back of my cards to put the ribbon around the edges of the paper. And then also little mini glue dots. Gotta have those for adhering buttons and ribbon. Here is some StazOn all-purpose cleaner, and this is for when you're using StazOn ink, the really permanent ink. It won't come off with a Stampin' Mist. You really need to have this stuff. And then, let's see, I have a big pair of scissors that come in handy. And I think one other thing I really wanted to show you, if I can find it. Oh, actually I have some blender pens in here, a little box of 3. And where is it? Oh my gosh. Oh, here it is. These are really essential to have, at least for me, who's been very frustrated many times in the past in getting pieces of ribbon to go through buttons. I can't do it without these floss threaders, and you can see they're Dentic floss threaders. They work really well. Maybe I'll do a little video if you haven't ever discovered these, because those are the greatest. And then I think one final thing I noticed I had in here, this is some shimmer paint that I need to give to my friend Cheryl, and I've been carrying it around with me. So whenever I see Cheryl, I wanted to make sure I had this around so that I would remember to give it to her. But I think that's it. I'm really glad you were able to come